I recently teased that I'm gonna do something big. Here is that announcement. At the end of October, I travel to New York with Believe in the Run and New Balance to run the New York Marathon. Going forward, please expect nothing but energy, fun, the experience, because one day our bodies won't manage to do what they currently do. Until that day comes, we're gonna live this moment for what it's worth. Big shout out to the organizers of New York Marathon. Big shout out to New Balance, but of course, Believe in the Run. Let's recap Berlin.
It's a beautiful day and I'm taking a walk. I'm going to the local tattoo shop because I did a marathon and I'm going to mark that event by getting myself a tattoo. While I'm doing the tattoo, I'm going to recap Berlin Marathon 2024. Let's go. Let me tell you about my tattoo before we start talking about Berlin. I'm getting the Berlin Marathon race course tattooed on my forearm. That's all it's gonna be, step one. On another day, I'll add detail to it, but for now, we're just getting that race course and that's it. So I left the house Thursday morning and I flew out of Gatwick. Flew into Berlin early morning and I was picked up. Now, I don't wanna just gloss over that part too. It's not normal to be picked up at the airport. I was taken straight to the EVO SL launch. I landed, got there, and I saw people I love seeing. You know, the guys from Believe in the Run. Tommy, Kofuzi was there. And from Believe in the Run, there was Robbie, who I was meeting for the first time, but as well as the guys that I've made good friends with from Instagram, people like Jeff, Let's Run Faster, Greg, Fino. And I was there. I saw Mo from the running channel, and you know you gotta love it when you see that guy. I went to the Adidas flagship store to go meet up with the rest of the Believe in the Run guys. The Believe in the Run guys just took me in and just treated me like one of their own. Like man's in retro Adidas stuff, just on account of Believe in the Run. So yeah, that was really good. Anyway, left there and went to the hotel. Now this hotel was amazing. I felt like one of those hotels where you have to have been married first and then you go to that hotel for your honeymoon. Yeah, it was one of them ones. It felt really, really great being there. Friday. Now Friday was the Shakeout run. This was special. I've always watched videos, Instagram posts of Believe in the Run Shakeout runs that they do in the States. And I always wanted to be a part of it. And I was definitely a part of it. The first thing that hit me, I was stopped by a few people saying they watched the channel and well done. You're doing a good job, Aubrey. Let's take pictures. Like that, it still hasn't sunk into my head that there's so many people connecting with this channel. Now don't get me wrong, I connect with all of you in the comments, but meeting people in person and they recognize you saying you're doing a good job, that's a whole different perspective, a whole new world in my area. Anyway, from the Shakeout run, we then went to the expo. Now I've seen many videos giving different views of the expo. Some have found it disorganized, some they found stressful. I found it so straightforward. Anyway, we got through, got this bag, and I was just excited. I was a kid in a candy store. Just super excited to be there, collecting a bib for my first marathon. And then we went through, got some more stuff from the expo. And one thing hit me though. This happened.
Hey, Aubrey, nice to meet you.
I love your brand.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich. So I'm over here in Berlin.
Hey, Rich. Kind regards from me, yeah?
There you go.
Nice weather you brought it.
I love the Ultra brand. And to have this guy spot me and say, hey, Aubrey, simply because I review their shoes. I'm in Germany, bro. That's mad. Anyway, I enjoyed the expo. I actually got a little bit of time with Robbie, just me and him talking random stuff. And it was a pleasure and a privilege to actually get to understand Robbie for who he is, not the guy you see on Believe in a Run. But what's more assuring is it's not too far off. These people that we see are genuinely who you see.
Saturday. Now, Saturday was precious. I messaged Thomas to see what the plan was for today, and he said, well, I'm going for a walk, 8 a.m. I'm gonna pick up some coffees too, if you wanna come along. I'm like, yeah, okay, just me and Thomas. So I picked up my camera and I was just gonna walk around. And I had the most amazing chat with this guy, just giving me insight about this field we're in, about YouTube, about running, putting those two together, shoe reviews, directional travel, what's your vision? And I got so much counsel, so much advice in this short walk that it kind of shaped a whole load of things. The biggest thing it did for me was I suddenly woke up to a realization that what I'm doing is very precious. And it took this man talking to me and convincing me of my own self-worth. That was precious. Anyway, enough seriousness for now. We then get back and these guys have agreed they're gonna go on another shakeout run. I'm like, wait, I thought we've already done one yesterday. Anyway, these three go on a shakeout run. I convinced Thomas to get me one of those Lime bike scooters, and that was it. And this was precious. Randomly, we run into Kofuzi, as you do, you know. Go talking to him. You know what? One thing that you don't really see about Kofuzi is the guy truly is what you see on the screen, and that's precious. I've seen a lot of people that you see on the screen be one thing, and you get to meet them and they're completely different. You're completely different to what I saw. But this guy is just down to earth and just true in who he is.
Just casually, just casually walking in Berlin. Brandenburg, that thing over there, it's over there. Dope.
And then the rest of the Saturday was just wind down, ready for showtime on Sunday. Now, I've left this bit quite special because there is a lot of footage that is not in the Berlin race vlog that I want to leave for this recap. I got ready in the morning with all sorts of nerves. I was telling everyone, actually listen to what I told Jess.
The thing is, I was just telling Tito, I don't know what I'm feeling. I can tell you, like, I'm either scared, I'm nervous, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
As soon as you cross that start line, it'll all be fine. It's up until that moment I find it's the most nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Whilst in Berlin, I ran into a guy. His name is Brett. Now, this guy is a serious YouTuber. Bang. You see the subscribers? Man's on it. He gave me a talk. I only put a highlight of the talk in the race vlog because I didn't want to make it too long. But I'm gonna let you just listen to what he said to me. And this was a game changer.
Right.
And I think for you as your first time, you're gonna like really snap into like this thing of, it's called actually in Japanese, mushin, which is of no thinking. So you're no longer thinking about worrying, you're now just in the moment, focused.
What did you say it was?
It's called mushin, M-U-S-H-I-N.
Mushin.
It's like getting in the zone.
That's it.
So you're gonna enter that like right
Like
before
a
they
flow
start
state.
calling us, the flow state, and you're not gonna be thinking about anything else besides just finishing this race. That's it. You got this.
Thomas was key because he gave me a lot of advice on here. And some of the advice I took on as he was saying it. It was a wake-up moment. But also what I didn't put in the race vlog, every single time I hit a milestone in the run, I gave a shout out to some people, both positive as well as negative influences, which I'm gonna share with you now.
Okay, 10K done. A little talk to you here. This part is for your self-doubt. That one time you thought you couldn't do it. This is that time. It's to prove to that inner voice that that's all it is, a voice. You can choose to listen or choose to use it and power yourself up to the finish, because your biggest doubter is you. Let's go. We're getting to the 15K mark. Now this one is for people that actually do support you. People like Thomas, in the community. But most of all, family, loved ones. People that are actually tracking me now people on my Instagrams, comments, sending me messages. It's for people like that. You want to defy the odds and just get it done. But this one is for my little guy, Josiah. Thank you, Zaya, for being an inspiration. But
What up, Josiah? Hi, bud.
let's go. 20K in. And the 20K mark is for everyone who's never done this before. If you've never run a marathon before, it's for you. I just wanna relieve you from the pressure of it. But for some reason, there is a pressure that gets into a runner. That says when you start running, you have to run 5K, you have to run 10K, you have to do a half marathon, or even a marathon. Now I know there's irony in me saying that while doing a marathon. And I did this for one reason, to prove to myself I can do it, but also there are people watching what I do and sort of convince them that they're capable of doing much more than what they think they can do, as well as much more than what others think you can do. 20K is for you. The half marathon section is for the time I doubted during my training for this marathon. You get to the half marathon mark and thinking, how the heck am I gonna be able to do that twice? But if you stick to your training and lock in, your body just takes over. Hey, let's go! Let's go! And support like that is what carries you, man. I couldn't write a better story.
So let's break down the run itself. I went into this thinking I'm gonna run it in zone 3. The pace that I wanted to do definitely wouldn't let me stay in zone 3. And so when you look at it, actually let me show you, I'll show you here. That's the time spent in heart rate zones, and that's my actual heart rate over here. And I did well to prepare. I did well to kind of make sure that I built a base. There was a lot of zone 2 running. I did a lot to prepare because there was a time when, I don't want to say I hit a wall, but my legs kind of started suffering. So let me tell you, I don't know how this happened, but it happened. My hamstring on my right side went at like 25K. And I just couldn't keep the pace that I wanted to, because Thomas had said, if we've got something to give at the end, let's give it. But I didn't have anything because my right hamstring had gone. And then as we went on to the right, run around the 30K mark, my left quad had gone. Both of them were cramping. But it was a good distraction. I don't know how this worked. I can't scientifically explain it. Maybe placebo, I don't know. But at every stop, I got Thomas to pour cold water on the back of my legs. And I then took 2 cups and poured in the front of my legs. By the time we were getting to maybe around the 32K mark, my shoes are flooded at this point. They're full of water and it's slightly uncomfortable, but it helped. It helped because that pain subsided and it allowed me to keep going. What Thomas had told me is just mark some milestones, what we're gonna look forward to next. You know, next from the 5K, we're gonna look to 10K. Let's see how much time we do that in. Then we're gonna look to the half marathon time. And we knew the Adidas runners group were at the 36K mark. I knew that the furthest I had ever run before was the 35K mark. So I had given myself milestones to tick off and just keep myself looking forward. And that took my mind off the fact that I was dying at that time. Aubrey, why the heck did you shout, let's go, a million times and stop and interact with people that many times? You know what, Aubrey, if you hadn't done all of that, you actually could have preserved some energy and avoided these distractions and actually finished the marathon quicker. Let me say this to you right now. If I don't do the things that I'm doing right now, I don't see me sticking to the consistency of running. I don't see me enjoying what I'm doing. So you're right, I could get a time that's near 4 hours if I didn't faff around and do these things. But when I come away from that marathon, did I really enjoy it? Did I really soak it in? You see, I normally run with headphones. That day, I didn't have any headphones in because it needed full presence in that moment. Secondly, even running with a camera is a distraction. If I didn't film, but you know what? If I wasn't filming and I wasn't capturing what I'm doing, me selfishly, I wouldn't enjoy running. I'll just be honest with you. I have found my way of doing this. More importantly, if I didn't film what I was doing, if I didn't shout and do all of these things, the community that I'm forming around this YouTube channel wouldn't be here. Because all you would see me do is say I'm going to this race, and then cut to the end of the race and tell you how it went. But for me, it's a much more enjoyable experience when I'm out here interacting, I'm out here just shouting because I'm in that moment. For that 4.5 hours, I stop to exist and I'm in this world of just let me live this moment. So, am I in pursuit of a better time at my next marathon? Nope. I just want to be there, I want to complete it, and I want to take everything in. Because my Berlin Marathon started the day before I left my house. I was flying, and the company has paid for me to fly to a country I had never been to. I was meeting with people that I highly admire. I went to a Shakeout run, which I've always watched from afar and never really been part of. I had trained so hard. That day, that marathon day, is just for me to have a good time. So, when I break down my recaps, please don't expect analytical pace, heart rate, cadence, and then at this point, I just want to give you my whole experience. And that's all I want to do. Going forward, please expect nothing but energy, fun, the experience, because one day, our bodies won't manage to do what they currently do. Until that day comes, we're gonna live this moment for what it's worth. We're gonna celebrate the brands that bring us out there. We're gonna celebrate the random strangers that we meet and they greet us because they've seen us on a video and something in them moved. We inspired them. So, the next one is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.